Hey, hey, hey. Happy Wednesday. Come on in. Pull up a chair. The Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, gang, and welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang Dispatch, brought to you by, incredibly enough, not only thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the founder and editor-in-chief, but also Roll for Combat. And we will talk about the Year of Titans Kickstarter in just a few moments. Welcome aboard, everybody. It is Thanksgiving Eve. That's right, it is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. This is live show 1126. If you're not overly familiar with the show, super casual around here. Normally, we just hang out talking about the latest in tabletop gaming news, and then I will usually pontificate about a topic related to our hobby. But that's not going to be the case tonight. So tonight, I am going to share a list of some pretty rocking Black Friday deals, which you can take advantage of. Of course, these are going to be online deals. So we're going to talk about that. And then because this is the final show for November, we'll do a little bit of a November Ask Me Anything. So start thinking of what you might want to ask. But also, if you happen to have a Black Friday deal that you know about, mention it in chat. Now, granted, I've got a big list of various different tabletop gaming publishers we're going to be talking about. So there might be, an overlap in the deals. But once again, like I said, if there's anything cooking as far as Black Friday deals that you're aware of, you want to get out there, share it in chat. Very cool. Yes, of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit gaminggang.com for all the latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more you are not going to find here on YouTube. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Because this is a live show, that also means there is chat available. Now, it's not on screen, so that's one of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. And you must be a subscriber to the channel for at least 10 minutes before you can take part in chat. Yeah, another way I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. But if you check both those boxes and you want to say howdy, fire away. Maybe you get a question, a comment. I will do my best to respond. First out the gate tonight is Kathy Evans. Jose Fernandez is also with us, as is Wallona's Cave, W Forge, Semper Buffo, Beat Cafe, Keith Ulu, Kevin R. Smith, Gleeman RX, Sean O'Donnell, Kabuki Kid, Double K's in the house. And I think Double K's the last of the folks in chat right off the bat. Got a big chat rocking and rolling already. I was kind of surprised. We had a good number of people watching at the same time last night when we were talking about good old Elon Musk and D&D. Chris Lundgren and Bradley Thorpe are popping on in. And Chris is actually sharing a deal that I already have in our list, so we'll be talking about that. Bradley Thorpe has a question. Bradley, do me a favor. Hang on to that question until we wrap up with the Black Friday deals. And then I'll tackle that. We'll talk about that. So, very nice. Very nice. All right, then. So, okay. So, if anybody's going to share a Black Friday deal in chat, they have to tell us what the deal is. So it's like, Black Friday deal. It could be anything. It could be shit. And I will say, there were some Black Friday deals I ran across and I thought, that's it? No. Tain't making the list, Dooley. Anywho. And Chris points out that Buddy, although for some reason he's calling him Biddy tonight, maybe a little pre-Thanksgiving libations. Yeah, I don't know. Hello, Buddy, the cockatiel. Yes. Bradley Thorpe says they just blew $300 on D&D supplements. Hopefully not 5e, because you might as well burn your money then. Anyway, should also point out, midnight Friday, I will be unleashing the 50/50 holiday sale. I mentioned this last night. So I am going to be selling hundreds, yes, literally, and I know how to use that word. You know that. Hundreds of games for a couple of weeks, a little more than 2 weeks. And whatever I make, I am going to split after PayPal takes their processing fee. I'm going to split that with St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So, first time I've done a charity event or anything along those, like a live, we used to do the live stream for Extra Life. First time I've actually done it for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Usually we do the Miracle Network of children's hospitals, but I thought, you know what, let's do something a little different. Something a little bit different because St. Jude's Hospital cares for like the family as well, right? So I don't think the Miracle Network of children's hospitals do that. Yeah. So there you have it. And no, I did not. Margot Thomas did not call me up and ask with her gravelly voice, Jeff, do you think you could maybe? Hey, and I won't be doing any like depressing sort of advertisements showing sick kids. Tears my heart out whenever I see those pop up, and I'm like, oh no, oh no. It's like, oh, pull through, little guy or gal. Okay, so that's going to kick off. I'll mention that a little bit later in the show as well. All right, so let's talk about our sponsor, Roll for Combat, and the Year of Titans Kickstarter. That's right. But it's all digital for you. For me, because it's magic. I have Year of Titans as a hardcover release. You folks, Kickstarter's digital. But you're looking at 13 new playable species. New ancestries will be delivered each and every month in 2025, kicking off with a double dip. You'll have unique species and subspecies you can't get anywhere else, with extensively developed lore, fully developed cultural insights, ancestral feats. The 5e D&D version will have new backgrounds. Each of the species will include at least 20 tokens for various character options. And it is available for both 5e and, of course, 5.5e and Pathfinder 2nd Edition. If you are going with the Pathfinder 2nd Edition, then you'll also receive a free ancestry file, and there is access to the development team, I should say. And I keep joking around that you're going to get Stephen Glicker's home phone number to call anytime, all hours of night. Stephen is there for you to provide you with Year of Titans advice. I mean, it's exactly what you need to effortlessly add fantastic new playable species into your campaign. There is a short Kickstarter video, so let's take a peek.
Remember the last time you played a tabletop RPG and your friend cast a fireball spell, killing all the enemies and exploding your whole adventuring party? I know they say that living well is the best revenge. Well, how about you play as a living fireball spell and let revenge be the best revenge with Battlezoo Ancestry's Year of Titans. Once a month for the next year, you'll receive a unique playable species you won't find anywhere else for your D&D 5th Edition or Pathfinder 2e games. Now you can play as a living spell, a skillful cyclops, a wicked troll, or even a mighty kraken. And those are just the ones I can pronounce. Hair jar?
It's pronounced Einherjar.
Say tires?
It's satyrs.
Okay, I think I got this one. Dual hand.
Doulahan. It's a headless horseman from Irish folklore, you gigantic tit.
Every month you'll receive a new PDF or Foundry VTT module, along with handmade battle maps, tokens for your virtual tabletop, both static and animated, and detailed in-world lore entries, allowing you to easily add these unique species to your next tabletop session. All this and more for less than a monthly Egg McMuffin. Delicious. Head on over to the link in the description to learn more, because if you sign up for the Kickstarter, you'll get a bonus species a year early. The Mighty Titan. That's 13 unique species throughout 2025 to amaze your friends and family. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to call my dungeon master and tell them that I'm going to be playing as Godzilla from now on. Godzilla.
The Year of Titans Kickstarter is over 780% funded. You can reserve your copy in either 5e/5.5 D&D or Pathfinder 2nd Edition in PDF or for Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Decisions. Anyway, you can get the PDFs in whatever flavor for a $59 pledge. If you want to go the Foundry Virtual Tabletop avenue, then you are also looking at a $59 pledge. If you want both of those together, you can do that for a $99 pledge. All this through December 12th. Delivery will begin in January, thus the Year of Titans. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Kevin R. Smith asked, did they put the 5e and Pathfinder versions in one book? No. They do 5e and then Pathfinder. So I actually will have some Battlezoo books in the 50/50 holiday sale. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Yes. All right. We're going to get into the Black Friday deals in just a second, but I do want to reveal the winners of a couple of contests that I had. I mentioned these in the reviews I did. So I have a copy of the BX Advanced Bestiary Volume 2 from Third Kingdom Games, and the winner is My Ketty Mart. So it's MYKEDIEMART. And of course, I was randomly selecting winners. You know me, how I do my contests. Super easy. Be a subscriber. Give the video a thumbs up. Not that I can ever tell. Comment on the video. And then I randomly select a winner or multiple winners like I do for the Dragonbane Path of Glory PDFs. So I had 2 to give away. And the winners are Sean Denlap 870 and Carol Liddell. So if I've mentioned your nickname on YouTube, all you got to do is email Jeff McAleer at thegaminggang.com from the email address which is associated with your YouTube account. So it's normally your Gmail account that's tied into your YouTube. And I will get you your copy of your PDF. Very nice. Thank you very much for everyone who took part. All right, so let's get into our Black Friday 2024 deals that are out there. So, Adventure Week games. So, you may recall I have done reviews of Rise of the Drow for them. Gosh, now I can't remember the name of the adventure that was sort of kind of a fairy tale kind of adventure. I have shared some coverage of the Mini Dungeon Volume 1. So they have 25% off everything through November 29th, or I should say from November 29th through December 2nd. There is a code. Oh, there we go. Warren Rollins is with us. Rootmork. Yes, I reviewed that as well, but that wasn't the one that has a fairy tale vibe. The fairy tale vibe one I did a review of. That was prior to Rise of the Drow, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's a while back, I'll tell you that much. It's possible that it may have even been a written review. And me doing written reviews, that is a ways back. Now, already mentioned is Bloat Games. Bloat Games is offering 50% off orders over $100. So you have to spend $100. And normally that's before shipping gets added into the mix. Now, you have to use the code BLACKIST at checkout. I'm going to mention, it seems as if every code that I've got is showing it's all caps. Some places it matters, some places it doesn't. So keep that in mind. If I tell you there's a code, it's going to be all caps. So there is what's cooking from Bloat Games. Of course, they've got, the Survive This series of games. And of course, they've got, what the hell is it? Something in Demigorgons. Chris Lundgren's our kind of official Bloat Games expert around here. So they do have quite a few games out there. So W Forge is pointing out that the 2014 core rulebook gift set for Dungeons and Dragons is available for $65 on Amazon. We're not really going to, I mean, it's fine. If you guys want to post Amazon stuff in chat, that's cool with me. I've got no issue. The only thing is that I didn't go delving into Amazon because there's just so much that's out there. Just like I didn't get too involved in board games. I didn't go diving too deeply into board games because it seems like a lot of the games are just on Amazon. Now, there are online retailers, don't get me wrong, and I'm going to talk about some of them and some of the things that they might have on offer. But as far as like, oh, so Fireside Games or something, I did not really get that deep into the woods. Plus, you know, I skew towards role-playing games more than board games now. So there's also that. Most of you are tuning in because you want the game. You want the role-playing game. Dope. Kevin R. Smith, Dark Places and Demigorgons. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. They just did not too long ago release an old school Essentials edition of that. So Kevin says Bloat Games has been getting more into old school Essentials and Dungeon Crawl Classics lately. Nice. Our friends over at Chaosium Inc. are going to have over 40 items marked down up to 60% off, as well as 10% off everything, everywhere on the website. So if you wanted to pick up the Investigator's Handbook for Cthulhu by Gaslight, you will get 10% off. That, I do believe, is on right now, and it runs through December 2nd. But you do have a code. It is Black Fry, FRI 2024. So there is that. So, like, if I remember correctly, I think I took a peek and I counted them up, and I want to say it was 44 different items. And it's not just stuff that's not selling. Keep that in mind. So, also, Darker Hue Studios is offering a Black Friday deal from author Chris Spivey. You know, I'm a big fan of Chris Spivey's work. If you've never gotten your hands on Harlem Unbound or Haunted West, this is a perfect opportunity because it's 25% off everything in the Darker Hue Studios store. Got to use the code THANKS25. And that is through December 1st, which would lead me to believe Chris must have a Cyber Monday special that's cooking. If you've ever been interested in City of Mist, currently on right now, you can save up to 40% through December 2nd. So, of course, you've got City of Mist. I wonder if their other space, I think that's the title of that, like, kind of cyberpunkish, because it's from Sons of Oak, who does City of Mist. I wonder if that's part of the sale. I know it was a deal of the day just the other day over on DriveThruRPG. So how about that? That's kind of cool. So if City of Mist has a lot of supplemental material too. So that is a game that is very much supported. And I did review the slipcase set. I don't know if they still sell it or not. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a nice take on the Apocalypse engine. A little bit different. Wasn't just a powered by the Apocalypse sort of game. So pretty cool. Pretty nice. Very nice. Hey, I just mentioned DriveThruRPG. So starting Black Friday and running through Cyber Monday, it is going to be the biggest sale of the year for DriveThruRPG. And I tell people all the time, this is the big sale. There are like 3 sales for DriveThruRPG that you want to keep your eyes open for. This is the big one. This is the one that's got the biggest sales. The biggest percentage off, I guess I'll say. Because normally, I want to say the Christmas and July sale is like 30% off. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, 40% off tens of thousands of role-playing game PDF products over at DriveThruRPG. And I should also mention, if you are going to visit DriveThruRPG, please stop by thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of our banner ads. That way, if you do happen to make a purchase, you're still going to save 40%. And I will actually get 5% of that sale. How's about that? I see that W Forge is mentioning Exalted Funeral. Yes, we've got Exalted Funeral on our list here. Elflayer Games, starting this Friday, all products on elflayer.com are going to be on sale throughout the month of December. So you have to use the code Holiday Sale at checkout. You will get 40% off your entire order, and that actually includes limited edition leather books. So there is that. I'm trying to remember the games that Elflayer does. I think if I remember right, I think there's a couple. That they do. So talk about Exalted Funeral, because this is one of the best Black Friday sales every year since I've stumbled across Exalted Funeral few years ago. So it's going to run Black Friday, Cyber Monday, 50% off all Exalted Funeral published zines, 40% off Exalted Funeral published books. Now, what this means is any of the Exalted Funeral releases which are in a zine format. It doesn't have to be a zine. It just has to be in that saddle-stitched sort of zine format, like A5 size, whatever they consider it to be. 50% off. 40% off Exalted Funeral published books, which should mean 40% off Old School Essentials, the adventure anthologies for Old School Essentials, which I have recently reviewed those two. So we've got that. Kevin R. Smith points out Elflear is Jason Vay's company. They have Night Shift, Wasted Lands. That's what I've heard of. And 13 Parsecs, which has just been released or fulfilled through Kickstarter. So thank you very much. Tessie Trekkie points out Ultraviolet Grasslands and the Black City. Let's not forget the Black City. Second edition is absolutely great. I have it. I have not had an opportunity to take a peek at it. Exalted Funeral did send me some review stuff. So that's how I got Outcast Silver Raiders, and I've shared a review of that. That's also how I got the Adventure Anthologies Volumes 1 and 2. So, yes. I also have The Estate from Marcelita. I'm like a little kid when I say that. I just can't stop laughing when I do that. You'd think I would know better. I'm old enough to know better. I just don't care. All right. So also everything else site-wide except for t-shirts and swag is 30% off. 25% off t-shirts and merch, swag stuff. There's also going to be special bundle deals, big door busters, and more. And I will tell you, normally pretty cool. Pretty cool. I have purchased Black Friday stuff from Exalted Funeral in the past. So, and I have to say that shipping was relatively quick, considering how busy they no doubt were. Everybody is during the holiday season. So this is going to run through December 2nd, 29th of November through December 2nd. So it truly is a Black Friday through Cyber Monday event. Now, someone had pointed out that Catalyst Game Labs has a deal going on right now on select products. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it's going on right now. It'll kick off Black Friday through December 15th. And it's 50% off select products, mostly Battletech and Shadowrun. Notable mentions, Battletech Essentials for $12.50. Is that's not the starter set, is it? The like 2-player starter that they came out with? I thought that's like a beginner box. I don't know. Because if it was, I'd be like, Even though I talk schmack about Catalyst Game Labs from time to time. I mean, I'm sure they're trying. I mean, they're not the only company out there that just seems to screw the pooch, as we like to say in my neck of the woods. Not that anybody's actually screwing a pooch. But Clan Invasion for $25. Any car, any color, $95.99. Was it 99? Yeah, it was 95. Now I think it's $99.99. Earl Scheib, which changed all the time. Because when I was like a little kid, I remember when it was any car, any color, $49.99, Earl Scheib. And then it was up to like $99.99. And through the grapevine, I had always heard as I got older that the paint jobs that they did were just horrendous. They were getting paint all over your windows and shit like that. If you're like, oh, yeah, great. Sean O'Donnell says it's like the beginner box. It's got 2 max, some maps, some basic rules, some cardboard stuff. Does it have mech miniatures or are they standees? There you go. Kabuki Kid. I'll paint any car, any color. $99.95. Other thing that it reminds me of all the time, and this is a Chicago thing, was Burt Wyman Ford. And you'd be watching. I remember my mom would iron on Sunday mornings, and she would watch WGN because they would normally have an old Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes movie or Charlie Chan. My mom likes mystery stuff. She always has liked mystery stuff. That's why she's got a subscription to BritBox, so she can watch all those British mysteries and that. So she'd be, ironing, and then we'd get the commercial for Burt Wyman Ford, and it would be all these like station, like 1973 station wagons and stuff. Sean O'Donnell says there are minis in that. $12.50. Wonder what the shipping is on that. Reading Aid, I'm going to take a guess that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, is popping on into chat. Might be a first-time visit because it's not a nickname that's jumping out at me. Says, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome aboard. Make yourself comfortable. All right, back to my list of various different Black Friday deals. Foundry Virtual Tabletop is going to offer 20% off Foundry itself. A House Divided and the Demon Queen Awakens. And this is through December 3rd. You'll be using a code holiday_2024. So there's that. I like Foundry. Foundry is pretty cool. Foundry is pretty cool. Sadly, I've yet to encounter outside of like Pathfinder. I think Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster is just, it is made for Foundry. If you are willing to invest your time and energy into doing the lighting and stuff like that. But everything else I've tried checking out with Foundry, and I like Foundry a lot. It's just, they're always missing something. Not Foundry. I'm talking about the official paid releases. So Sean Donald says that Pathfinder 2nd Edition is written like a video game design document, so it translates so well. Free League Publishing is offering a pretty sweet deal. Christmas has arrived early with Free League's Black Friday discounts. In case you haven't heard, from November 29th to December 2nd, the renowned tabletop gaming publisher is slashing prices on some of its top games, including core books, starter sets, even a few expansions. For newcomers and enthusiasts alike, there's no better time to jump into the world of tabletop role-playing games from Free League Publishing. Now, there are some sale prices that are on now, but the big Black Friday sale will not start until the 29th. And they are offering 50% off on several award-winning titles and up to 50% off on core game books and starter sets, including Dragonbane, Blade Runner, the role-playing game, plus the Fiery Angels expansion, Alien, the role-playing game, The One Ring, 2nd edition, Lord of the Rings role-playing, Vesen, Nordic horror role-playing, Symborum, Ruins of Symborum, Mutant Year Zero, plus expansions, although there's some stuff that's not in print anymore. Twilight 2000, Tales from the Loop, as well as some of the expansions, some of the supplements. I would take a guess that probably also means things from the Flood. And Coriolis, which we are expecting a new edition of Coriolis. I think it's slated for late 2025, which a lot of people are very curious about because this edition of Coriolis had a really interesting kind of Middle Eastern vibe to it, as far as sort of essentially it was kind of like the design look. Not so much in the future. It's got more of a, I don't want to say steampunk look to it from the artwork I saw for this new edition, but more kind of like battered and kind of almost like slapped together science fiction stuff. Don't know. Gleeman RX is free league. I'm taking full advantage of that. Okay, November 29th. Nice. So, some discussion about Foundry and the updates and how mods don't get updated. That's why it's never recommended, and doesn't matter which virtual tabletop you use. It's never recommended to update to the newest edition when it comes out, because a lot of virtual tabletops don't tell like popular mod designers that there's an update coming. So it's usually a bit of time before those like popular mods end up getting updated. So something to keep in mind. All right, so moving on from Free League Publishing, we also have Goodman Games. Incredible Black Friday deals are now live over at Goodman Games, goodman-games.com. During their Black Friday holidays sale, you can save up to 40% with the purchase of any Goodman Games release, up to 20% on indie Dungeon Crawl Classics and Mutant Crawl Classics products, as well as 15% off in their UK and EU store. So the 40% off, 20% off, that's only for the US store. Now's the perfect time to treat yourself to that extra special something. Save big on Dark Tower. Oh, I wish I had Dark Tower. I really do. 40% off, huh? Isn't it 100? I'll think about it. I will think about that. Also, deluxe hardcovers, compendium editions, collectible variants, classic reprints, and more. Automatically get the best deal from multiple coupon codes. The US store is going to automatically apply, there's a couple of codes, but since it's automatically applied, I don't need to read them out. To any qualifying purchase, and the EU UK store is also going to automatically apply coupon codes. Gotta be honest, I'm kind of surprised they're even mentioning the coupon codes, saying you don't really need them. It's kind of weird. Anyway, these offers are going on. These savings are going on through December 2nd. Warren Rollins says, even the big names, I had a big problem with Roll20 when they paid for the new 2024 Player's Handbook, and the new character sheet was giving my players all sorts of problems. Sean O'Donnell's talking about Steam games, Steam game updates and workshop mods. Oh, yeah, we won't even go there. If you're playing something that you've got a lot of mods for, that a lot of times radically change a video game for the better, and then an update comes out, it's like, so much for that for a while. Sean O'Donnell says Dark Tower is $109.99. I'll paint any car, any color. $109.99. Greater Than Games is currently offering a special, and it is on now. It is up to 75% off a selection of titles. So it's not everything. Strangely enough, there is no end date indicated. I'm going to take a guess, probably looking at December 2nd. Then we've got Hit Point Press, which is also offering site-wide sales, and the discounts are going to vary. So there's that. I wouldn't mind taking a look at, isn't it Humblewood? Isn't that the 5e setting that Hit Point Press is best known for? Pretty sure that's the company. Because it's funny, because I have seen an ad like popping up on Facebook where it's like, oh, it's kind of like dinged and dented core books for that. And instead of $50, it's 10. So I had reached out to them and said, hey, I'd love to review Humblewood. I see you've got these dinged and dented copies. I'm like, I'd be happy to do a review of that, because that's, you know, we've talked about that before, that with books and stuff like that, and even sometimes with board games, they'll send a reviewer a dinged copy because they'd rather put that in our hands than in a paying customer's hands. So Toothless is with us. Hello, Toothless. Welcome aboard. Sean O'Donnell also mentions they've got Heckna. That is it. That's the other one. Because I knew it was more than just Humblewood. Isn't Heckna sort of like the Carnival from Hell sort of setting? That looked kind of cool, too. All right, moving right along. My friends over at Limithron. That's right. Pirate Borg is having a Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale. Well, actually, I think the sale is on now, and it runs through December 2nd, and it is 50% off select items, not everything. On to Kobold Press. This is on right now. The Kobolds are overflowing with holiday cheer and can't wait for Black Friday. Through December 1st, which indicates they've got a Cyber Monday deal cooking, enjoy a 30% discount on a horde of Kobold accessories, including the brand new Monster Vault pawns, which feature everything from friendly critters to powerful adversaries. I should mention the 2 campaign builder releases are part of the sale. Tales of the Valiant is not. So the core books for Tales of the Valiant and the GM's guide, because it's not truly a core book because it's optional stuff. Sadly, those are not part of the sale. Maybe fingers crossed we actually see that for Monday, maybe a little Cyber Monday. And if you missed it, I had just recently reviewed the Tales of the Valiant Game Master's Guide and gave it a 10 out of 10. Yes, it is excellent. It's like Dungeon Master's Guide 2024, whatever. I shouldn't say that because I haven't seen it, but really good stuff. Really good stuff. Sean O'Donnell says they love pawn sets. They may have a problem. Chris Lundgren asks, is the Pendragon core book on sale? That is Chaosium Inc. And it should be Chaosium Inc.'s got store-wide, if I remember correctly. So, hang on. I will double check this for you. Just take me a moment here. It says 40 items. Well, I think, like I said, I think it's 44. Are marked down up to 60%, 10% off everything site-wide. And you need the code Black Friday, I should say Black Fry, F-I-R-I, 2024. Can't tell you if Pendragon's core book is 60% off, but it is Chaosium Inc. Go to chaosium.com. Next up, we have Magpie Games. This is also on right now. It's up to 50% off their tabletop role-playing games, including Avatar Legends. I was surprised by that because it's fairly recent. Masks, Zombie World, Wizard Kittens, and more. And this is running through 11:59 p.m. December 1st, leading me to believe they'll have something different for Cyber Monday. So we were talking about online retailers and the deals you can get from Amazon, which like I said, I didn't really delve into. Reading 8 says Fantasy Grounds license is 50% off. That's cool. Is it their, what do they call it? Unity? Isn't it Fantasy Grounds Unity or something like that? It's like their aim at Foundry. Lenny Blade is with us in chat. Good to see you, Lenny. Ars Fabula by Gradacious is with us. So they're just popping in to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Very cool. Enjoy watching the show on Memorex later on. So Miniature Market is having the 54 Days of Christmas deals. So it looks as if you want to pop on into miniaturemarket.com every day to see what sort of deals they've got. On Black Friday through Cyber Monday, from my past experience, they will roll out some really rocking deals in their like liquidation department. So I picked up, and I have not played it. I have actually not played it. I haven't even cracked this open, but I got Warhammer 40K. What is it? Heroes of the Black Reach. I want to say that's the title of it. It's still in shrink. And I just got this last year, and it was $20. And I had always heard good things about it. And my nephew Cameron's kind of interested in the 40K world, which I like too. But I was like, dude, do not, because he's just starting to paint some miniatures. He needs some more advice from his Uncle Jeff on him. I mean, it's just, he's just starting off. So things have a very flat look to them because he's not doing washes. He's not doing dry brushes and things like that. So anyway, so I picked it up thinking, oh, hey, we'll get a chance to play it. Like I said, I haven't even cracked it open, but that was a pretty rocking deal because I think that's like a $60 game. So Miniature Market, 54 Days of Christmas deals. My friend Glenn Seal and Monkey Blood Design and Publishing. You may recall I've shared coverage of the Midlands, which is for old school essentials. And there is quite a bit out for that setting, as well as some other stuff that Monkey Blood Design and Publishing has released for third parties. So it is 20% off, and I believe it's the entire store, and it is code Black Cyber 24. Once again, Black Cyber 24. This is going to run from November 29th through December 2nd. Then, of course, our friends over at Paizo Inc., this is currently on. You can get 40% off select Pathfinder and Starfinder books, including Pathfinder Secrets of Magic, Pathfinder Guns and Gears, Starfinder Drift Crisis, and more. You can level up your lore with 30% off all Pathfinder Lost Omens books published in 2023 and older. Plus, deck the halls with 30% off Pathfinder and Starfinder card decks. Get 25% off the entire Starfinder rulebook back catalog, including the Starfinder 2nd Edition playtest rulebook. Sammy reviewed that for you guys if you haven't checked it out. You can take 25% off select adventure paths, including Starfinder Adventure Path Fly Free or Die, and the Pathfinder Adventure Path Gatewalkers, which we have reviewed. So complete your game night with 20% off accessories and Paizo board games, which I think all they've got now is Goblin Fireworks Fight. I don't think there's any other Paizo board games out there. So there is that. Gleeman RX says they're picking up Pendragon, not to play it per se, but just to follow a solo playthrough by a YouTuber named Man Alone. That's kind of funny. Tell you what I am really looking forward to for Pendragon. Of course, the Game Master's Guide. Because you may recall when I did my review of Pendragon, I was sort of like, I know they're advertising this as a core rule book, but even in the book itself, it talks about it being the player's book. I am looking forward to the new edition of the Pendragon campaign. I remember seeing, I didn't own it, but I did kind of flip through it. I want to say it was for like 3rd or 4th edition Pendragon. The Great Pendragon Campaign is what I think the official title is. Really impressive. I mean, it's essentially The Legend of Arthur. Play through it. Play through the decades of it. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Gluin RX says they're going to be picking up Call of Cthulhu because, of course, it's my favorite. Yeah, I've been running that for a long time. Am I supposed to get Call of Cthulhu First Edition, Current Edition, Gaslight? I'm swimming in an ocean of Cthulhu options. Reality is 7E. I mean, unless you're able to find like which you probably aren't, because old editions of Call of Cthulhu on the secondary market go for a good amount. Now, 6th edition, 1 edition change, maybe you could. I got to be honest. The reality is I would pick up 7th edition, which is the latest edition, and then keep your eyes peeled. Talked about this before on Humble Bundle. Chaosium will normally roll out at least once a year a Call of Cthulhu bundle where you'll get $800 worth of PDFs for like $30. So that is what I would definitely recommend. Yes, Chaosium does have that reprint of first edition on their site. So they've got the 1-inch box, 2-inch box. All depends. I mean, the reality is there is so much content out there for Call of Cthulhu that you could pick stuff up and be running Call of Cthulhu for years. For years. Even Massive Nyarlathotep, if you got together on a weekly basis with your group and you played for, let's say, 4 or 5 hours every time you got together, it's going to take you over a year. If you're covering all the bases, which you don't have to. But I like 7th edition. I think 7th edition's really good. Pulp Cthulhu is not a must by any stretch. We'll talk a little more of this when we wrap up, when we go to our AMA. Anyway, Osprey Games. Osprey Games is right now offering 30% off their board games, war games, and role-playing games. It's essentially all of their games through December 8th. No code or anything like that. Pinnacle Entertainment Group, sadly, is only discounting virtual tabletop products. I would have liked to have seen some other stuff. Would have been nice. But it is 40% off all of their virtual tabletop products for Savage Worlds. Pulp Hummock Press. Yes, you might recall Gods of the Forbidden North Volume 1 that I reviewed a while back, and then the second volume went through Kickstarter. You can get 30% off Gods of the Forbidden North Volume 2 in PDF. And I've actually got the physical book that just showed up this week. Yeah, some light reading, right? It's like, my goodness, it's like over 500 pages. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of time before I get my review out for that. Thankfully, I'm a relatively quick reader. And of course, we've got our sponsor, Roll for Combat. This is now on as well. Black Friday came early. Save 25% off tons of items. Yeah, it's that time of year again. And very rarely have sales of any kind at Roll for Combat taken place. Yeah, that's kind of true. They rarely have sales. But Thanksgiving came early this year, and Steven and the gang decided to start Black Friday early. So for a limited time, you can get 25% off a wide range of items over at battlezoo.com. You want to use the code TURKEY25 at checkout. Get 25% off. Also, for a limited time, on orders of $75 or more, you will get free domestic shipping. It's the first time they've actually offered that too. So now's a good time to check out picking up some Battle Zoo books today. Shauna Down said it before, they think their group will struggle switching directly to Call of Cthulhu, so they think they'll do Achtung Cthulhu as a primer. Really? You don't have to let me know why. Because, well, it depends on what they're playing now. All right, Wise Wizard Games, makers of Star Realms, Hero Realms. What's the other one that they've got? They've got some board games and stuff. 25% off store-wide through December 2nd. I do believe this kicks off on Black Friday. I don't think it's on right now. We also have WizKids, up to 50% off on D&D miniatures, RPG accessories, and more. That is through the 28th, so tomorrow, through December 5th. And then lastly, we have Weird Games. So Malifaux is pretty much, I think that's their biggest game. Might be their only game now. Various miniatures specials, which include their annual Christmas-only miniature. Every year, they do a special Christmas-only mini. I think Reaper Miniatures does that too. I did not run across anything for Reaper Miniatures, Reaper Minis, I guess I will say. So there you have it. A big long list of Black Friday deals that are out there for you to take advantage of. Once again, if you are going to swing on over to DriveThruRPG to take advantage of their Black Friday specials, once again, tens of thousands of role-playing game PDFs, 40% off. It's almost everything in the place. Stop by thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of her banner ads. That way, if you happen to make a purchase, I get a small portion of that sale. All those nickels dimes and quarters really do go a long way to keeping the gaminggang.com around. Also, if you like this video, if you like the video, if you dig the channel, if you find the gaminggang.com to be a valuable resource, hell, if you just like what we do, you can always stop on by paypal.me/thegaminggang to make a small donation. Hell, you can buy me a 2-liter bottle of soda. Wunderbar. And some of you out there actually stop on by paypal.me/thegaminggang and make not small donations, such as recently my high school friend Scott Weigel, John Webster, Agile Monk, Craig Watkins, and the Madman. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you very kindly. Really do appreciate any of you out there using the banner ads and or stopping by paypal.me. Also, if you tuned in a little bit late, midnight Black Friday, I will kick off our 50/50 holiday sale. So I've done sales like this before. I did an auction like this before, and it was the Children's Miracle Network that was the recipient of the donation. This time I'm going to be doing St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So I have literally hundreds of games that I'm going to put up for sale and at rockin' prices. And I will take 50% of what we get minus PayPal's processing fee. And I will donate half of that to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So keep up with that. So definitely check that out, because there's going to be loads of stuff. Loads and loads. So, all right. So there was a discussion of some of the Black Friday deals which had caught my eye, mainly tabletop role-playing game deals. And we're going to do a little bit of an AMA in just a few moments. But first, I think it's time for a brief intermission.
It's intermission time, folks. Time out for a delicious snack in our sparkling refreshment building. Every item a fresh, appetizing taste treat.
Federal's is open on Thanksgiving Day, and we have a free Christmas gift for you on Thanksgiving Day. Just come in at Federal's, and you'll receive either a black and white TV, an iron, toaster, radio, or a free $5 or $1 gift certificate. That's my Christmas present to you. It's available on Thanksgiving Day only. There's nothing to buy. Just come in Thanksgiving Day, and you'll receive your free Christmas gift from me at Federal's.
Butterball presents
The spirits of the first turkey lovers.
Wait till Daddy sees turkey.
A turkey dinner for so small a gathering? Without all the kinfolk?
presenting Little Butterball, plump and juicy as Big Butterball, only smaller. Makes any dinner special.
Turkey, I love it.
Me too.
Thou never made my dinner special with a wee bird. Thou never made dinner.
Little Butterball, one of 3 delicious ways to make any dinner special.
Looking for something festive for the holidays? Your participating Carvel ice cream store has these beautiful ice cream cakes for the holidays. Tom the turkey, who speaks turkey language as bad as I speak English. Priscilla and John, the lovers who never did find Plymouth Rock. And then we have Dumpy the pumpkin. How do you like these special molded gift cakes for the holidays? At your participating Carvel ice cream store, thank you and have a happy holiday.
Have a cup of Wilkins instant coffee? Wild horses couldn't make me. Okay, give me a cup.
Continental twist, and let's twist, twist, twist. Let's do the continental twist. Now let's twist, twist, twist. Now the continental twist, baby, is in your town. Ha.
with Louis Prima singing it, June Wilkinson dancing it, and Sam Butera and the Witnesses zinging it. Twist all night. They're twisting in every town and city, every village and metropolis. It's the young crowd's newest delight. No one can resist the twist. That is, almost no one.
I won't stand for it. I'll take that bum apart.
Louis, here's Mr. Arturo.
Why, you...
Well, but you're hot-headed and you've got a vile temper, and you're no gentleman.
Don't tell my Sunday school teacher.
Oh, you're hateful.
Jenny, come back here. Come back, babe.
Louis Prima was not going to be winning any Academy Awards, that's for sure. Maybe the Razzies had been around at that point in time. Might have been taking those home. Come back, baby. Jeez. All right, so I've got a confession here. I had a Fudgy the Whale once from Carvel. This is about 2 years ago. I was at a party and it was like a birthday party, but like an adult birthday party. And that was the dessert. And I personally thought it was shit. I thought it was awful. It looked nothing like what I have seen, like, oh, Fudgy the Whale. It was like that high. It was like it was smashed down. It was all, and I was like, yeah, this ice cream tastes like any other ice cream. What's the big deal here? I don't know. I just don't know. And hey, we got to see a commercial with the ghosts of the first Bologna giving. I don't know what the deal with Bologna was there, or as we always called it, baloney. Kevin R. Smith said, on today's episode of Musicians Who Can't Act, Louis Prima guest starring Frank Zappa. Another guy would pop up and stuff trying to act and be like, really? Really? Kabuki Kid, his laugh said, I wonder if it was a counterfeit Carvel cake. No, it was a real Carvel cake. Yeah. I want to say that they had picked it up from, I think it was like Costco. Because I think Costco sells I don't think it was Sam's Club. Pretty sure it was a Costco. Because it's not like we've got Carvel ice cream stores in the Chicagoland area. I don't even know if they're still around, like ice cream stores for Carvel. Sean O'Donnell said, I had a friend by the name of Maloney. Poor guy. It's Maloney. Hey. Okay, so let's get into the AMA here. All right, so I'm going to tackle Chris Lundgren's question first, and then I will get into Bradley Thorpe's question. I'm not sure if Bradley's even around anymore. He may have said, well, the hell with this guy. He didn't answer my question. I'm leaving. So Chris Lundgren is asking if Star Trek Attack Wing is a dead game. It is deader than Caesar. It is so dead. I remember Elliot got into, was it Dungeons and Dragons Attack Wing? I don't think they called it Dragon Wing, but he got, I don't know, finagled into that somehow. So he was buying all the stuff that was coming out. And he showed me how to play. And in fact, I want to say it was at Gen Con. He'd actually brought it with. And he showed me how to play. We played the game, and I was like, I did not care for it. Now, I'm sure it's different than Star Trek. But because with the Dungeons and Dragons one, you had the dragon and then a character. And it was sort of like, really? Why are they tied? What is this deal? It wasn't like the character was riding the dragon. Like, okay. Keithulu says they always wanted to see attack wing mixed with X-wing. I think X-wing is also, well, actually, I think all of those Star Wars games outside of the tactical miniatures, I think those are all dead now too. Until they come around to deciding that they're going to do another edition of it. Kabuki Kid says Carvel is still around in the New York and New Jersey area, but that's where it started. Yeah, you could kind of tell from his voice in the commercial that it sounded like a Jersey guy. Hey, buy this ice cream. And then, I'm in waste management, don't you? All right. So next question was, Bradley Thorpe had asked if I could recommend a new role-playing game for them. I got to say, Bradley, if you're still hanging out, what are you looking to play? Because, I mean, reality is there's like tons of stuff out there. Tessie Trekkie asks, have you ever been sent a role-playing game book to review, opened it up, and been like, nope, not touching this with an 11-foot pole? So the Red Room started to send me stuff. They had reached out and asked if I would be interested in actually, reviewing some of their stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Because they were kind of, they kind of painted themselves as kind of an OSR sort of publishing house. And they're out of, if I remember correctly, they're out of Italy. And they sent me some stuff. In fact, one of their books I'm actually selling in the 50-50 game sale. And I was like, it was supposed to be like classic fantasy, but it was like, we're trying to be edgy. Yeah, we're so edgy, but it was sort of like, it's like, really? Because it just felt forced. And it was, a lot of sexual stuff in it. But I mean, we're talking about, and I'm not talking like explicit artwork or anything. It's like, well, whatever. If that's what your game is, that's what your game is. Right. So, I mean, I know there's sexy sex role-playing games out there. I have no beef with that as long as, you're upfront and honest with prospective customers what your game is, right? So anyway, so this was supposed to be sort of a sword and sorcery kind of thing. And it was like, I was like, what the hell? So I did review it, as Kevin R. Smith is pointing out. I did review it. So I mentioned that, there was like weird shit in it, which didn't like advance the storyline and the adventure that was it was an adventure was included with it, but it was like really bare bones and stuff like that. And then it was funny, after I did the review, they said, oh, we're adding like another 60 pages to flesh out the adventure and whatever. But they got all butthurt because I didn't love their game. And it was like, In fact, they were so butthurt. It's like, I don't think it's necessarily a husband and wife, but it's a man and woman. They went and did a video on YouTube complaining about reviewers, and they were like name dropping me. I was like, whatever. It's like, I don't give a shit. So I was like, okay, well, go ahead. All right. So Keith Lewis says X-Wing was dead to me when they made a second edition. Yeah. Yeah, that was you can make new editions of games and stuff, but when you sit there and you're like, oh, okay, so you already bought this stuff, then we're gonna like make you have to buy stuff so you can adapt that stuff to the new game. Plus, those ships and stuff, they were not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. Chris Leonard points out, dead games can be awesome steals at times, but a ton of Crimson Skies clicks, and it's super fun. Actually, it's an awful game. No, it's like, but he got a ton of it for less than $20. Hey, we talked about this when we were discussing saving money on games and that. If you've got like a liquidation store, like an Ollie's near you, take a peek once in a while. You'd be surprised what shows up there. I was talking about how there was some 5e stuff that popped up. It wasn't books, but it was like their terrain case. And it was, I think they were selling for like $30 or $40 originally, and they were like $3.99. Sean O'Donnell says he picked up a Black Hack variant by Just Crunch Games, the Cthulhu hack. How well do you think the Black Hack works with the mythos? Well, I'll be the first to point out I have not seen. Okay, so I'll take that back. I have seen the PDF. I have not read the PDF for the Cthulhu hack, or at least the first edition of it. How well would I think the Black Hack would work with the mythos? I would think it'd be fine, as long as you have rules for either sanity. And I know a lot of people don't like that anymore. Okay, all right, I get it. I understand. Times have changed. I'm changing with them. Get off my lawn. But you got to have something for like terror or fear. Have to get some sort of mechanic for that, or subsystem, whatever you want to consider it. So you got to have that. Otherwise, it's not going to be the mythos. It's not going to be Lovecraftian. So Sean O'Donnell says, you bet your ass there's sanity. Chris Leonard's butthurt over Crimson Skies. Crimson Skies was a cool miniatures game when it was real miniatures, when they were lead miniatures you painted. That was a really cool premise. Another game that was kind of like, oh, this is the hotness, and then whoop, off a cliff, because they were releasing splat books for it constantly, and the miniatures were not very detailed. They weren't very good. So Sean O'Donnell says you can't just go reading any old damn thing in crazy folks' libraries. No. It looks like Bradley Thorpe is not with us any longer. I mean, in chat. I don't mean anything else. Because he didn't tell me what sort of game that they're interested in. Chris Lundgren says, they guess they liked, we were just talking about it, for crying out loud. Said they played HeroClix like crazy. What a money pit. Yes, that would certainly be the case. Crimson Skies. I was going to say, why did I just suddenly zone out on it? Trying to remember who did Crimson Skies. I think it was FASA, if I remember correctly. I think it was FASA that did it, because FASA was also known for doing miniatures from time to time that weren't very good. So, oh, I see our chat disconnected again. Is it on our side? No, it is not. We have 0 drop frames. Yes, it was FASA. Usually remember these kind of things. But yeah, HeroClix is one of those kind of games where if you go to comic conventions, you can pick up figures for $1. I've seen where they've got just bins of dollar HeroClix figures, Marvel, DC, Indies, and stuff like that. Of course, they're obviously not the collectible ones that everybody wants, but don't know. Sean O'Donnell says Castles and Crusades Reforged just took shipping for the core part of the bundle to ship ASAP with the rest to follow. Bradley could try that. Well, it all depends if he's looking for fantasy. If he's looking for a fantasy game. So, don't know. I do not know. All right. A couple more questions if anybody wants to throw them on out there. I will tackle those. But should also mention my next review is The Electric State from Free League Publishing. Should mention, I actually have a couple of copies of The Electric State in shrink. And I am going to be putting those into the 50/50 holiday game sale. Chris Leonard says GMT Games is having a sale. Oh yeah, I would expect that. I would expect that. I would take a guess of 25% off. Sounds about right. Kabuki Kid asks, what is the volume of the Caspian Sea? What is the flying speed? Tessie Trekkie, The Electric State, the book where I accidentally ordered 4 copies of. Did you really? Maybe it's your copies that came my way. Warren Rollins is asking, does anyone else use initiative from Dragon Bane in their D&D game? That's kind of funny because I would have thought that you would see it more going the opposite way. That people were using D&D initiative in Dragon Bane. So, because that was one of the things myself personally, I didn't really think it was that big a deal. But my players would be like, Although there have been times that I have bounced around busting out some Dragon Bane on them. So, yes. But I will point out that next Thursday, we will have the next episode of building what are we calling it? Building an old school influenced fantasy role-playing game. So we will get into that. I think we'll probably get into more discussion of the action resolution and the keywords. So I think we are going to be doing that. And I know somebody in the comments section on that video had asked about magic. And it was kind of interesting because I spent about 45 minutes talking to Elliot the other day because he hadn't seen that episode. And I was telling him about it. And he was very intrigued by this design. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Kabuki Kid says they still use the BX initiative rules. D6 roll for the entire party and 1 for the monsters. Moves things along very quickly. Sean O'Donnell asks, what's an Elliot? Elliot Miller, my best friend. was going to say, oh my gosh, somebody asking who Elliot is. It's like, he gets name dropped here constantly. He used to be part of the gaming gang. Well, he's part of the gang, but he was my partner in crime as far as the website. When we launched, I was out in the Phoenix Valley out in Arizona, and Elliot was back here in the Chicago area, and that's how we started off. Beer Beard is with us. Welcome. I think I saw you popped in a little while ago. I apologize. Hadn't said hello yet. What do I think about 4 Against Darkness? I don't. I am not familiar. Well, okay. I've never played it. I've never seen it. If I remember correctly, Sammy did a written review of the game itself, the core book. I know there is tons of splats out there for the various 4 Against games. Because don't they also have 4 Against the Mythos? I think that's their most recent, is 4 Against the Mythos. It could be interesting, but I would say that the thing is, I would have to see the mechanics of it, because I am not a journal kind of game fan. So there are solitaire games out there, and I get it. I understand, the push for solo content out there. But like Captain's Log from Odysseus Entertainment for Star Trek, in concept, I thought it was kind of interesting, but in execution, which is what I find with a lot of games that are designed to be solitaire. Sean O'Dell says they're trying to establish Elliot as an adjective. So yes, 4 Against the Great Old Ones. That is it. But I have myself personally not taken a look at any of those games from, it's a Spanish company. I think it's a Spanish company that does the 4 Against. Ganesha Games, something like that. Maybe I'm way off base. That, for some reason, I want to say it's something along those lines. All righty then. So we're going to wrap up. Yay. Once again, don't forget, midnight on Black Friday, I roll out the 50/50 holiday sale. It is going to be first come, first serve. So if I got stuff and you send me an email, that's basically how this is going to work. If you're not familiar how I do the sales. I used to do auctions. I'm not doing the auctions anymore. It's too much effort having to go back and forth through people's emails. And it's like, no, mine's $2 more and stuff like that. So it is first come, first serve. So if there are items that you want, then you send an email to the sale email. So you will see it's right there on the sale page. Tell me what you want. Give me a shipping address. That way I can give you a total on what it comes out to. And like I said, it is first come, first serve. So if there's something there, you're like, oh, yeah. Don't sit on it. Sarah D is with us. The lovely and talented Miss Sarah D is rocking on out. So yes, Shadow Dell says, holy shit, Sarah was here the whole time. Yeah, she usually lurks. I forgot to say hello when we opened up the show. Anyway, so if you follow me on social media, I will post about the sale. If you just pop on over to thegaminggang.com, you'll see it. Once again, it won't go live until midnight, Black Friday, and there are literally hundreds of games which are going to be on sale for rock bottom prices. All right. So if you're watching live, thank you very much. If you watched live and took part in chat, bigger thank you. Because not only were you keeping me company, you were keeping each other company too, as I was going through the Black Friday deals and such. But of course, I know a lot of folks out there, you don't have an opportunity to watch live. Doesn't matter if you're watching live or on Memorex. Thank you very much for taking time out to watch any of the over 2,100 videos here on the Gaming Gang channel. If you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. Be good to the YouTube gods, right? It's all analytics with these people. It's all metrics. Let them know that, hey, you think this is all right channel. Anyway, if you do subscribe, don't forget, ring that bell, because it'll not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings right here on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central. I'll also let you know when I share other videos, such as my upcoming review of The Electric State from Free League Publishing. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more you are not going to find here on YouTube. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Everybody here in the U.S., have a very happy and safe Thanksgiving. Hope you have a good time with your friends and family. If you are outside the United States, I hope you enjoy the rest of the week. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Shop some cool deals on Black Friday. Save some dough, get some cool stuff, get some good gifts for those you care about. Keep the economy humming along. And thank you very much for watching. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and hopefully I see you next week. And until I do, I certainly hope all of you get to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang.